Hi guys, Miss Abate here. For today's lesson, we're going to be focused on spelling. Now within that spelling, we're going to be looking at the short A sound and the short I sound, okay? Two things you need: a piece of paper, anything, could be notebook paper, could be scrap paper, whiteboard marker, whatever it may be, or whiteboard, and something to write with. That could be a pencil, pen, crayon, marker. I'm going to go ahead and use a pen because it's a little bit darker for you guys to see, okay? So if you don't have those things, make sure you press pause and go ahead and get those. If you already have them, then let's get started, okay? First thing we're going to do, we're going to focus on the short A sound for the beginning of this lesson, okay? So short A sound, I know it's backwards for you guys, right? But it makes the ah sound, okay? Ah. Now, I'm going to say it. I'm going to point to me. I'm going to point to you. And then I want you to say it out loud to yourself. Okay, ready? Ah. You say it. Ah, right? Okay. I'm going to say it again. Ah. You say it. Good. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to put that sound into writing. Just that way we can just kind of make those connections, okay? So I'm going to get out my paper. I'm going to use a notebook paper. And I'm going to write the ah sound. Every time I say it, I'm going to be writing it as I say it, okay? So I want you to be doing the same things. This is where you need your piece, excuse me, I can't talk. This is where you need your piece of paper and pencil, okay? So we're going to say ah and write it. Ah, okay? Going to say it again. Ah, and write it. And it's going to give us some handwriting practice too, okay? Ah. So one more time. And you guys better be saying it with me, okay? Whenever I say it, I want to hear you say it like I can hear you through the computer, okay? And you also want to be writing it down. Ready? Ah. Okay, now keep in mind the short A, okay, is that ah. It's like you're screaming about maybe being excited, being scared. You're just going ah. Okay, I want you guys to practice that. Ah. Now remember, it's going with the short A sound. Ah. Maybe not every time you're going to use that kind of volume in your voice to say it, okay? So next thing that we're going to do with the short A sound is we're now going to blend it with other letters to make words have that short A sound, to have that ah sound in it. So I'm going to share my screen, and I've got a whiteboard on my computer that you guys can watch me write on the screens. That way it's not always on my paper, and because sometimes it's backwards for you guys, okay? So first thing I'm going to do, you guys are going to watch me, and then you are going to have your own turn to do it on your paper, okay? So I'm going to start by making the ah sound on there. Ah. Okay? Now I'm going to add some other sounds to make a word. So I'm going to start with t, t, whoops. T. So t, ah, because it's that short A. T, ah. Now I'm going to add p, 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 p. So I have t, ah, p. Word t, ah, p is tap. Has that ah. It doesn't say a. It's not t, ape. It's t, app. Okay. I'm just going to erase the T and the P and leave that short A sound there. I want you guys to do this with me, okay? So on your paper, I want you to write the ah sound. Go ahead, write the ah sound. Now the first sound in the word is going to be k, k. Now I know that can be two different sounds, or two different letters, excuse me, okay? But this one is going to be S, okay? It's going to be the C. So k, ah, k, ah, t, t, k, ah, t. What is your word? Cat. Good. So I hope you did that one with me. We're going to do one more together, and I'm going to have you practice on your own some short A sounds, a ah sound, okay? So again, see what I did? I just erased the two letters, the beginning and the final sound. If you guys want to do that, or if you're using your paper, just write another ah somewhere else on that paper, okay? Now the beginning sound is mm. So we have this A makes the ah, and the final sound is p, 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 p. So we have ah, p, map. So I hope you did that also. Okay, so now you're gonna do it, oops, excuse me, you're gonna do it on your own. Okay, so again, make sure that ah sound is already on your paper because we're going to use that. We're not changing our vowel sound yet. Okay, so it's always going to be ah for today's lesson. Well, not for today's lesson, excuse me, for right now. Okay, so make sure you have that ah. Okay, so I'm going to say this, the beginning sound that goes right here. I'll repeat your middle sound, which is ah. And then I will say the final sound, and you're going to tell me what that new word is. Okay? So the beginning sound is p. P. So put that letter right here. P. Middle sound, ah. Should I be written? Ah. Your final sound, t. Put that right here. So I'll say it again. Beginning sound right here is p. P. Middle, ah. End, t. T. So say it on the count of 3, what that new word is. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Pat. Good. Pat. Awesome, awesome job. Okay, so we're going to move on to the short I sound, and then we're going to do more practice with both of these sounds together, okay? So let me go ahead and stop presenting. So keep in mind, ready? This sound makes the ah. Ah. Okay. So now we're moving on to short I, which makes the I. I. Okay, so we have ah, say it after me. Ah. I. Say it after me. I. You say it, it's ah. Say it, it's I. Ah. I. I. Ah. Okay. I'll be done with that. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing that we did with the short A sound, but with the short I sound. I. Okay, I'm going to use my same piece of paper where I did the short A's. I'm just going to cross them out so that way I don't get confused. I'm going to say it, and then you're going to say it. I. I. Okay, now we're going to write it and do the same thing. Okay, so we're going to say the word, the sound, and write it down at the same time. Ready? I. Ready again. I. Again. I. One more. Make sure you're saying it and writing it. I. Okay. So now we can move on to working with some other letters and blending them together to make a word with that short I sound, the I. So I'm going to share my screen again and put my whiteboard back up here. So I still have my short A on here. We don't need that anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and erase that. Okay. I'm going to write my new vowel sound, I. Okay. So now again, I'm going to practice first. I'm going to show you how to blend those sounds together to make a new word. You guys are just going to watch right now, okay? But don't go anywhere. You guys are just watching. So we have I, okay? First sound is going to be p, p. I, t, t. So we have p, I, t, pit. Good. Okay, now you guys are going to do this one with me, okay? So get your I sound written down on your paper, just like this, okay? Now I'm going to say the beginning sound, which is, you're going to write that down with me. Middle sound, I. Last sound, p, p. Whoa. P. So we have I, p. Hip. Good. Hip. We're going to do one more together, then you're going to do them on your own, okay? Beginning sound is b. 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 Remember, the B goes in front, right? B. We already know our middle sound. I. B is our end sound. B. I. B. Bib. Bib. Right? Like a little baby would wear, right? Okay. Now you're going to do this on your own. I'm going to say the sounds and you have to write them down on your paper. Okay? Ready? All right. So the first sound is ol. Ol. Middle sound, I. So first sound, ol. I. Next sound, p. So ol, I, p. Say what your new word is on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Yes, lip. Lip. Good job. Think you could do one more? Okay, ready? Oh, didn't erase it all the way, sorry. Okay, next word is, first sound is s. S. Middle, I. Last sound, p. P. S. I. P. S. I. P. On the 3, tell me what the new word is. 1, 2, 3. Sip. Very good. Sip. Okay, so what I want you guys to do right now, okay, is I want you to make up your own words with the a and I sounds. So the fun thing about these sounds is you can write the letter down like a, and you can put almost any letter in front of it and behind it and make a word. Sometimes they're nonsense words. Sometimes they're real words, right? But what we want to do is practice saying the a and I, okay? So something that I could do is, let's see, so I have a, let me just put a random letter. How about z? Z, a, oh, I know a word, zap, right? I could do z again for the I. Z, I can do p again. Zip. So what I want you to do is I want you to practice making words with the a and I sound, okay? Don't forget how to pronounce those vowels. All right, guys, I hope you learned a lot. I'll see you next time.